Check 1 2. Happy Aloha Wisdom Wednesday. Mic check 2. Test 1 2. You know what? Let me. I'm gonna do this right now. I don't care we're live. Let me adjust this really quick. Bam. There you go. Right there. Fix that. Hold on. Yeah. No. Yo, DVS Flip, what up, man? Happy Aloha Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Wisdom Wednesday, but more importantly, here to support our brother and sister D1DRU and Mrs. D1DRU. Aloha to you, man. How are you? Hope all is well. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. We'll kind of wait till the rest of the group jumps in. There she is. Aloha to one of my power mods. Hey, Nancy. How are you, Nancy? Happy Aloha Wisdom Wednesday. Thanks for being here and taking care of the chat room. I know Princess Lehono is actually traveling, so if she pops up, she pops up awesome. If not, we know why. Rick Iwamoto is in the house. What up, Rick? How are you, man? Happy Aloha Wisdom Wednesday. Welcome. I appreciate you. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, Rick. Um, Busy weekend this weekend coming up. I know that Planet Promote is having his monthly Real Ones event. That's going to be over, of course, at over in Long Beach, and he's got who is it? DJ Malski, the official DJ for the Los Angeles Rams, the uh, NFL champions, LA Rams. So uh, again, that's gonna be dope. Val, how are you? Val Valtrism is in the house. Val, how are you? Happy Aloha Wisdom Wednesday. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Um, how's everybody week going so far? If you follow me on social media, just had another death in our family, and then I just had two of my siblings here visiting from California. That's here for an uncle of ours, really really close uncle, and so we just had his funeral last week, and uh, we were able to see some cousins that came in from New Zealand and Australia, and then even as far on the U.S. continent, all the way out in where was he at? I think he's from Georgia. So good to see all my family members. Of course, funerals kind of funerals suck for the fact that we mourn our loss, but the awesome part is being able to get together with family. So thoroughly enjoyed my time with my family members, especially my siblings. We were missing one of my sisters who actually currently lives in Vegas, and she wasn't able to make it. Uh, Her youngest baby, her daughter, is getting ready to graduate from high school, and so I'll most likely fly up to Vegas in June. So I'll go to the graduation. You'll flip, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you so much. Speaking of Vegas, everybody say aloha. Say how's it to Kim Vin, all out in the 702. Brother Darren 808. Yo, Darren, mahalo for the resub, bro. What is that? 18 months, Darren. Mahalo, bro. I appreciate you so much. Darren 808 is in the house. There she is. Lila is here for a little bit, and I think she's gonna pick up Princess too once she lands. So hey, Lila, thanks for holding it down. Nancy, thanks for holding it down. I appreciate you guys so much. Mahalo. Um, Kim Vin just came back from a trip. She was in Dubai. So jealous. Uh, so Kim, glad you made it home safely. Shout out to my brother Quentin Tarantado in the house. What's up, brother? How are you, man? Happy Aloha Wisdom Wednesday. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. Hope you guys are doing good. Um, I'll wait for a little bit, and then we'll bring in uh, Drew and his lovely wife. And so I just kind of want to wait for the room to kind of fill up just a little bit more. Let's see. Finally went back to work. I've been out of work for a little over a week, almost a week and a half. But went to work last night. Good to see that there are still stupid people out in the world. So had a stabbing last night at work, and was able to catch the suspect, who was literally 2 blocks away. And it always makes me laugh when we find these people and then they pretend like, oh, what's going on? What happened? Oh, the guy looks like me. Oh, that's not me. And the victim, like, he stabbed me with a scissors. And then, like, what are we finding in his pocket? Scissors. Who carries scissors? Right? So Big John's in the house. What up, Big John? Good to see you, man. Happy Aloha Wednesday. Thanks for being here. Uh, Again, so long as there's stupid people in the world, I have a job. Which is unfortunate because uh, Chateau Diamag, what up? But you don't use it to stab people, man. Right? So that's the biggest difference. Shout out to the one and only birthday boy himself, DJ Shao Lim. Good to see you, Shao Lim. Happy birthday to you, man. It was his birthday last week. I hope you guys got a chance to jump on Shao Lim's channel and show him some love and some support. So good to see you, Shao Lim. Uh, Everybody say mabuhay. Say how's it to DJ Rap 50, one of our brothers out there who also streams. Make sure you're following Rap 50. Rap 50, mabuhay. Hope you're doing good. K-Rod. Yo, K-Rod. Someone shot themselves a street right above you on Young Street early this morning, man. Had to respond to that. Very sad, bro. What's up, K-Rod? Good to see you, man. Thank you again. Thank you, all of you, for being here. So you know what? Let's get this started, man. I want to bring them in so we can get this going on this Wisdom Wednesday. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for jumping in, and as they come in, I'll try and highlight those that are joining the chat. But I want to take this opportunity to talk story with this guy right here, him and his wife. And so, Mustard, what up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you, Mustard. So, Chadohana, if you guys have his, which I know a bunch of you do, and you subscribe to his channel, he's currently pushing for partner. This is actually his second time on Wisdom Wednesday. The first time he was here with our brother Big John, so they were here as a duo, and now he's here with a different duo. Not to put anything aside from our brother Big John, but I think this partner that he's bringing on and he's partnering up, I think she's a little bit cuter than John. Not to say John's not. Okay, never mind. We're just going to continue. So drop his emotes. Help me welcome D1DRU and Mrs. D1DRU. What up, what up, what up?
What's up? Wow.
Hey. What's up, everyone?
What an introduction, man. That's crazy. Three times.
Oh,
by
three
the way.
times.
Three
Oh, yeah.
times.
Oh, yeah. And you was here the last time, too. Okay, awesome. 3 times the charm.
That's it. There you go.
What's up, man? So, again, as with any, as we start Wisdom Wednesday, it is traditional that we'll have you guys shout out the chat room. So, I'm going to step back. You do your thing.
Sure. What's up, Big John? DJ Shao Lim, DJ Rap 50, Dijon Mustard, my best bro, Devious Flip, Sister Kim Vin, Voucherism. What up, y'all? Chateau Diamag, Nancy Nakamura, Quentin Tarantado. Yo, Lila. Let's see, who else is in here? Make yourselves known. I only see a portion of the chat. What's up, everybody? Rick, Team No Carrots. Team No Carrots are definitely in the building. K-Rod, my brother right there. Yo, man. Good to see you guys all. It's definitely a different vibe when you've got family. And when I see my family in the chat, that makes me happy. Darren 808, good to see you, fam. Saw you earlier today. Big ups to you, man. So, yeah, I think that is everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah, that
So
was pretty
so
quick.
so share with me the story with Team No Carrots. What is that?
Oh man. Okay, so Team No Carrots. So this happened. This happened during the BFF DJ's trip down in San Diego.
Hmm.
So we were. It was an after party. From the after party, we went out to eat. So we
So
went to this
so it was the after party.
the after party. So we went out to eat to what was it? A Korean spot. And all of us sat down. You know, we're in this karaoke room with no karaoke going on, but that's where they sat us. And everybody ordered their meals, and everything came out with one wrong order, and we were missing Ricky's food. We're missing his food, and he specifically ordered what was it? A stone pot bulgogi with no carrots, and that's how Team No Carrots got started because, you know,
Yours had carrots.
mine had carrots, his didn't, and the whole, you know, they had an order that was wrong, and then they closed the kitchen, and then that guy right there, DJ Ronnie D, went and beat up the chef and told him, "You're gonna cook my man Rick his food because he
Are,
ordered it with no carrots." So
are you serious?
yeah,
Ronnie,
Ronnie
you,
D.
you literally went in the back of the kitchen and like, hey man.
Oh yeah, yeah. You should have
They
seen
cook my
Ronnie's
brother's
face,
food?
man.
That's hilarious, man.
Ronnie went full on, like straight gangster mode. Went in there and just, you're gonna give him his John. That's what he was. You're gonna make it right. In Ronnie D's terms, that's you gotta give him his John.
Wow.
So that's Team No Carrots.
Got it. That's
So
a great
that-
story. I love
So
that.
that involves Dijon Mustard, Nancy Nakamura, Ricky Wawamoto, DJ Ronnie D, Big John, Aloha Mish. I'm trying to think who else was in there.
Oh, Twister.
Mo Twista, SJ,
Dang Gina.
Dang Gina, Margulis, Crisco, A Plus.
Oh,
There was a gang of us in there, man.
man, there's like a lot of you, man.
Yeah.
And they closed the kitchen on you guys?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They closed the kitchen. Well, it was like, you know, what was it, like 2 in the morning?
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning already.
Well, what would you expect? Well, I would think though, for an establishment like that, right? I see a big group coming in. Number one, like you know what, we're closing, but at the same time, like, you know what, man, we get to make some money, some extra money, right?
Sure.
At least that would be the mindset.
Right,
But
right.
I guess all in a square with no karaoke. That is so you're basically in a room. Then you're just in a room.
Right, we're in a big room.
So it's like a karaoke room.
Yeah,
like,
karaoke room. Straight up.
like with like the not the benches but the seats, right? The long couch with the leather.
Oh,
thing.
no. Just, it was actually benches. What's benches,
Oh,
right?
it was benches?
all the way
Oh,
around.
okay. Holy shit! Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
We go next time. All of us are in San Diego. We'll go back there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just have to hide Ronnie because I think they're scared of Ronnie.
Oh, there's the other Team No Carrots. DJ Crisco, what's up?
Yeah, there he is.
What up, Crisco?
Carrots.
How are you, man?
Yeah, and no rice cakes.
So they didn't have that, or you guys, or
No,
they-
that was another thing.
Oh, okay.
Whose dish was that?
It was Big John's wife, Dang Gina.
Oh, yeah, dang
Gina.
Gina's.
She had ordered a dish called something rice cakes, and when they brought out her entree, it was not even rice cakes, dude. Like, so we're Team No Rice Cakes too.
No rice cakes, though. Yeah, no carrots, no rice cakes.
what's the name of this establishment?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I forgot. They gotta ask Shay. Shay knows. Shay
It's-
Boogie knows.
It's a Korean place.
Yeah,
Is
it's a
that what it
Korean.
is? Oh,
It's a Korean spot.
oh.
I mean, the food is really good, though. I mean, it's really good, but just yeah, it was definitely an experience.
I think we were just there so late. We shut them down.
Yeah,
They were
that's true.
tired. They wanted
I'm
to.
sure.
you know.
A long night. And
Yeah.
Hey man, you know when you have a restaurant, you know that's it's one of those growing pains. It's almost like us as DJs, right? You're at an event, and Big John, it's called generic.
Oh man.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, we got Michael Motion in the building. What up, fam?
Michael, yep. Let's shout out to our brother Michael Motion all the way out in Indiana. Spotify's finest is in the house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's, and I'm sure most of the people here actually know your story and your journey, but how long has it been since you've been on Twitch, bro?
Okay, so I've been on Twitch. Actually, I'll be coming up on a 2 year mark. 2 year mark, June 9th.
Oh, nice.
But I won't say I've been active for 2 years.
Okay.
I'm more on the 1.5 year,
Okay.
because that first 6 months I spent viewing everything, just learning the lay of the land,
Yeah.
kind of familiarizing myself with DJs and getting to know people and really just understanding how it worked, because I didn't know if I wanted to do it. You know, that was one of the things back then. I didn't know if I was streaming material, right? I probably didn't have that confidence yet to do it. So so a good 6 months was just lurk mode, just lurking, swimming in different communities, hanging out in Stress's room like all late hours of the night,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's where I met a majority of people, and really started forging those relationships. Was in that start of 6 months. That's
Yeah.
where I met a lot of folks. People started to understand, or not understand, but recognize who I was. It was D1DRU. Okay, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And you'll see me start swimming in different streams, and that's what I did for a good amount of time. And when Big John and I started to really think about bringing the Sip and Chill show and our channels from Zoom, where we originally started, to Twitch, you know, it was a no-brainer, because we were watching our very own Theo Tabora be successful, and that was kind of like the nail in the coffin, so to speak. Once we saw Theo thriving, we said, "Yo, that's where we need to be."
Yeah.
So
Let's
we
do it.
came over. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, what was the turning point where you decide to pull the trigger and then actually start your stream? So yeah, yeah. So watching, and so Theo kind of was like that one person amongst other people, and
Yeah,
seeing different
absolutely.
things. Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right. But seeing one of our brothers, that we've known pre-Twitch,
yeah,
start making it,
yeah.
and then the SBC folks, like SBC Rickley,
Rick
Brian
Lee.
B, TJ,
Yeah,
seeing those guys get aboard and start gravitating towards it, kind of like gave me the confidence, because it's like, well, I've swum with those guys before in the DJ world. If they could do it, obviously, I can also. Just gotta
yeah.
find some courage.
Awesome, awesome. And so prior to Twitch, as far as your DJ career, radio, club, mobile, what was it for you? All of the above.
All of the above. All of the
Nice.
above. My I guess my biggest claim to fame was working with Janelle the Mixtress, which was one of our Bay Area DJs. She's also kind of like a honorary SBC DJ.
Mm,
But working with her freestyle stuff, getting through radio, starting to do some of the holiday mixes in radio, and
mm,
those type of things, that's where my radio background came from. And of course that led to a whole bunch of clubs, and mobile gigs. I did
nice.
weddings. I did all the stuff that us normal mobile DJs do, corporate gigs.
Mm.
That but I think what really gave me the turn off was the club and the radio politics.
Okay.
And then that's where I retired. I
I
retired out
see.
of it,
I see.
and I didn't. It was so bad. Get this, Don. All my whole library of vinyl, and I would probably equate this to, you've been in the igloo, right, with Icy Ice
Yeah, a few times.
a few times, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's wrap his records around twice.
Mm.
I gave that all away.
Oh
I
wow.
gave it away. I was so mad.
Wow.
And at that time, that first time of retiring, I just I just didn't want to do it because of all the politics. I felt like I couldn't express myself as a DJ because format. It was always format, and I got tired of it. And I said, if I'm gonna be forced to do this format and not be able to express myself musically and
Yeah.
do the things I want to do, then what is it all for? And then so going to clubs, I was always jockeying for position, right? So
Mm.
I couldn't play this because, hey, man, headliners got it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
do this, but then they're asking me for 100 plus guest list, pack this club, and then at the end of the night, you don't get paid. That's
Whew.
what burned me, man. That
Whew.
nights like that were the worst. I
Yeah.
was always going home so mad. And this was pre Lori, but yeah, I that was the first time that I retired, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. And
That's
my
crazy.
cousin actually brought me back for a short while and said, hey man, it's different. So fast forward to when Serato Scratch Live first came out. He brought me out and said, hey man, it's different. The club scene is different. I was like, are you sure? Because
Yeah.
the same players that you're dealing with are the same players that I dealt with back then.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And it was sweet for maybe, I don't know, what would you say, about 2 months, 2 3 months,
Yeah.
about 2 3 months, and then all the politics started happening again, to the point where some of the GMs were asking me to do the main room and then kicking my cousin into an alternate room, which is
That's
not right.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy,
So
man.
I said, you know what? I'm done again. I'm done.
Yeah. 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 That's crazy. Which brings me to my next question. But before I even get there, I want to shout out. She just came in. She jumped into the chat. DJ 360 is in the house. So let's show you love for our sister DJ 360. Good to see you, sis. Happy Aloha Wisdom Wednesday. So I was going to ask you in terms of in real life events, if there's a favorite event that you like would rather do. So I know it's not clubs for you. I know that because of all the politics and and the restrictions that comes behind it. But uh, corporate weddings, like what would it be for you? Like if you were to
Weddings,
choose one, yeah,
weddings all day.
yeah,
Weddings were the most fun for me because you're watching people on their special day enjoy your talent. They've
yeah,
hired you for a specific reason, and you can actually give them some advice, right? And you can have some
mm,
fun with them, right?
nice,
I always thought that, when I worked with a couple when doing weddings, it was my time to give them that advice of, hey, this day is going to go super quick. It's going to be a blur to you, you know.
yeah,
Make sure
yeah,
you take the time to have that moment. Take a moment and really absorb what's going on. And that's what I
mm,
would always say to any couple that I was hired for was, please take the time to absorb one moment of the night and just make it your own, because that's the one you're going to remember.
nice. So um, throughout your wedding career that you've done or you've actually hosted or you've actually attended, any favorite moment or anything that you've seen or you've been a part of um, that at a wedding that stood out for you in terms of having it memorable?
I think I think one of the most memorable ones is we played this game, and I like this game. I put on Kissing Game,
Okay.
that song, right?
Yeah.
And what I do there is I ask, well, this is prearranged with the couple. The couple gives me names of couples
Yep.
that they want to participate,
Hmm.
right? And they've got to demonstrate how to kiss,
Nice.
right? So we're, here's me shouting out like whoever these random couples are,
Yeah.
pre-picked, right? And
Yep.
and
Yep.
and I get to this older couple, and you know, it's like an older auntie and uncle, but yo, they get it on like whoa, and that just made my night because seeing that love for each other for how many ever years that they've been together, just
Yeah.
seeing that moment again, we're talking about a moment, is beautiful to see that. And
Yeah.
that's what I loved about weddings so much, because you're sharing in people's lives where you may see, an auntie or an uncle that may be celebrating, 50 plus years or whatever, 25
Yeah.
years of marriage. That's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
They've actually stayed together that long. So seeing that romantic side to folks and seeing that actually take place, yo, that was the one, man. I seeing that is just like, it brings a tear to my eye, because one day I hope me and the missus are there, and doing that demonstration for that new couple, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I love the kissing game. It's actually one of my favorite games to play, and I love, like, you know how you set yours up and stuff. And I really think, like, of course, weddings my niche. That's what I do,
right,
right?
right,
And pretty much my whole mobile career has been, my whole DJ career has been mobile for me, and it wasn't until, like, maybe I want to say the last maybe 18 years, all I did was focus on weddings, right? And so the difference is, how do you make, as a DJ company, how do you stand out from everybody else, right? Because there's a few multi ops companies here in Hawaii that do really, really well. I'm just a solo op. It's just me, and then when I go out, it's usually I come with my family. So it's either me and one of my sons, or depending how big the event, or if it could be me and just my wife, Bella and I. And so the system that I bring with me is easy enough where she can set it up, but loud enough where it's not struggling. Or yeah, and it's a wedding, it's not a concert,
right,
right? And so yeah, I love the different weddings ideas that we bring to the table. Yeah, and I like how you do yours too, because I do something very similar in terms of the kissing game. So will usually ask for like 3 to 4 couples,
right,
and then and have them in terms of uh, the age range, from like someone that's younger, maybe in their 20s or maybe 30s, and they don't have to necessarily be married. They can be boyfriend and girlfriend and just been
sure,
together,
right,
right? Someone new, and then span all the way more to like the older couples that's been together 40, 50, 60 years. And that's who I always save last, right? And
right,
so like, I usually do it after dinner, and of course, I think, from what I understand, like, the clinking of the glasses was made very popular, and I'm not sure if it is. I think it is a traditional Filipino thing, because a lot of my Filipino friends, when I would do their weddings or I would attend, most of them would clink their glasses. I'm not sure where it came from, but it's a common thing, right? And so I usually tell the couple, look, go ahead and kiss and do it, but once we start the formal program, this is kind of where we get back at them, right? And like what you said, you set it up, you get the couples,
right,
and the first one, you just have them stand, and no, and there's I will engage with them, and I'll ask, so and so to please stand, and I'll say, so how long you guys have been together? And normally the guy will turn to the girl and ask how long, right? And then they'll say, "Oh, we just been together for about a year. We just got married." And so the way I set it up is, it says, "Look, so tonight you're gonna show us what a kiss looks like for after being together for 1 year, and then play the first song, right? And then say, okay,
right,
whatever the song moves you, you go ahead and do what you need to do." Right. So they do that, and then as we move on to the next two, three, the next couple, every couple will do something a little bit different. So until I get sometimes I'll get to a point where I'll have a couple that I bring them up on the dance floor, and then I have the guys, and then I'll get a chair, and then I'll have the guy sit on the chair, and then she's gonna have to kiss him in a creative way, and then drop something like Pony or Marvin Gaye, right? So it's like one I it's just building up to the
Right.
next one, and then the last one I'll always save for like the couple that's been together the longest, right? Or one of someone that's been married a long time, and then I'll actually walk and get off of the podium and actually walk up to them and then ask for their advice and say, so you've been married for like 40 or 50 years, what would your advice be to the couple? And then they can part some of their advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then play a song for them for something, and play something like a classic love song where they can kind of just dance, and then just a little peck on the lips for the older couple, and it's just to kind of honor them,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I love it. um DJ Rap 50 brings up one. Let's see. Sorry, so let me highlight this. Okay. For newlyweds, if the people doesn't stop, yeah, I like that. Yeah. um
Yeah.
yeah, Rap 50, I've actually done it where like throughout the night, the table has to get up and actually sing a song, and it has to have the word love inside. And if the table stands up and sings, and this is just random, like they can just get up and start singing, we'll stop the music, they start singing, and as long as they keep singing, the couple has to still keep kissing, right? So there's all different variables that you can do, you
Oh
know.
man.
So yeah, yeah.
I
Uh,
love weddings, man. That
Me
was one of the
too,
things, man.
man.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Weddings, that's my jam. Like, I got all kinds of ideas to do different ways of of doing things. I see things, and right, like for example, they call it the Shulywed game. That's when the bride and groom has the shoes, and
Yeah.
like there's so many couples that want to do that. I've seen it done so many times, and I always tell them, I say, look, you can do it like that, but let's stand out and do yours a little bit different.
Right. Right.
Don't do it like everybody else.
Right.
here's
Right.
here's here's one of the ways that I do it, and let me share. Right. Of course, the idea is just like Twitch. What brings people back to your channel?
Yeah.
Right. Like, what are some of the things that you do to make yours a little bit different from everybody else? Or if you're like K Rod, all you're gonna do is have drinking games. So, but it has to be at my ties,
It has to
because
be at my ties.
he's the poster child for my ties.
Man, I miss my ties, man. Shoot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah. Um, Yeah, man, Michael Motion. Yeah, let me know, man. I've got a whole bunch of ideas. I'll share with a whole bunch with you guys. So Mrs. D1DRU. So let me ask you this, sis. Watching your husband going through all these experiences, right? Real life gigs, and then him jumping on Twitch. Like, share with us, like maybe with the chat room, kind of like what has your experience been, and what were maybe perhaps some of the challenges and some of the wins that you've seen to where you are today?
Well, I'd say that the whole club scene was fun when he was DJing back then with his cousin. That was pretty fun because we'd get a VIP table and,
Yeah,
bottled drinks and all
you
that.
just walk right in.
Yeah. Um, and then he did this, was it a christening you did? He did a christening or baptism, and he was by himself, and he had lugged all of his, the speakers, everything by himself. And I was watching him, set up all the equipment, and I'm like, damn, that's hella work. And I'm just like, you're never doing this again, you know. Because by the end of the night, the end of the day, he was tired. He was pooped,
Yeah,
and I didn't like seeing him do all that work by himself. And it's not like I can lift all those heavy speakers and help him, you know what I mean? So that was kind of a turn off for me, and I think that was probably one of your last IRL gigs that you did.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, and then so he just kind of stopped DJing. Like he said, he had given all his records away to the mixtress, and the pandemic hit. And then, like he said, he was, doing Zoom with Big John. He actually started on Facebook, live streaming, mixing when the pandemic hit and we were all on lockdown. And that's actually how Big John found Drew, and that's how they connected. But then they moved over to Twitch, and I'm just like, he's always on his phone. I think I said this in the last Wisdom Wednesday. He was always
Yeah.
on his phone, and I'm like, who are you texting? Like, you're always on your phone. Like, let
Who
me
you
see your
talking to?
phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who see?
So he introduced me to Twitch, and of course, I jumped on board and was just like, oh wow, these people are saying hi to me and they don't even know me. Started going in different people's rooms. That's when I found you, Dawn, and then I found Stress, because Drew was always in Stress's room, just like laughing late night, and I'm like, what the hell are you laughing at? Yeah. So we just started swimming in everybody's rooms and getting to know people. And then he asked me to be a mod for his stream, and I'm just like, what the hell is a mod? Like, what do I do? He was like, you just gotta welcome people, say hello, and talk to them. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Started doing that. I wasn't comfortable at first, but then, it kind of grew on me, and now look at me. I'm like on Twitch all day, every day, with everybody.
Yeah.
See the same people every day, so it's kind of cool. And then we all meet in real life, and it's just like you've known these people for years, and you just pick up where you left off from the chat room.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, it's like we're just one big family here on Twitch. And everybody that we've met so far in real life has just been so awesome, and like we love everybody. We love meeting people in real life and just connecting.
So speaking of mods, go ahead and shout out your mods.
So, big shout out to, of course, Mrs. D1. She's pretty much the lead mod, and
Is she the mod
and
mama?
she's the mod mama. She runs D1DRU's channel. I mean,
I think she also runs the D1DRU's life.
yeah, that's absolutely true.
Sometimes.
So we actually know who the real partner is gonna be.
right. It's over here. This one. But big shout out to Big John. Big John has been my number one guy. Through the whole journey. Right. We've supported each other. We've built this relationship and friendship that, that's my brother, man. I can't explain it. It's just there's so many weird stories that linked us in our past to where we should have crossed paths back then, but we
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
And he actually worked with my parents for a long time,
No
and
way.
I didn't know that. Right.
Wow.
And a funny story is when he was first starting out with his family, my mom donated or gave him my crash out couch.
No way.
So I would come home from clubs like pretty hammered, and I would crash out on this couch because I didn't want to disturb anybody. And she gave it away. That was my designated crash couch, and she gave it to John. And I didn't know that. And I was just like, where did my couch go? Oh, I gave it to my coworker that is starting a family. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. Find out, how many years later, it was Big John.
Wow.
That was crazy. So, but shout out to Big John. He's been a backbone, one of my mods. Dunabu. She's one of my super mods. She's always in there helping me out. Sister DK Howe, she's kind of like the old wisdom
Yeah.
that we have on the team, trying
Yes.
to help us along, right?
Awesome.
And then we have my super tech gal, who pretty much trained everybody on this team, Ginger K. And she was instrumental with Missile's push when she was modding for Missile, and we brought her aboard, and she just basically rolled up her sleeves and said, "This is what you guys need to do." And yeah, she's been kind of like that real foundation to build this channel up. So she's the
Nice.
one that did all the commands in the beginning, taught us everything, and that's how we came to be. And we're a small team but effective team.
Yeah. Yep.
I gotta give a shout out to Ginger K though. Like she doesn't come in all the time. She'll be lurking. I see her lurking. Sometimes she'll come in the chat and she'll say what's up, and she'll be like, "Be right back. I got some cleanup to do." And she'll clean up, some of the viewers that she knows are bots and ban them, and she just will pop in every now and then and will take care of us, and she's just awesome like that. Like,
Yeah. Big shout out to Ginger K, man. She really is the behind the scenes mod that people don't always see in my channel. And
Yeah.
when she's there, I'm so appreciative when she's there vibing out and having a good time, because she doesn't get to do that very often. She's all the way in Florida, and the time difference, it's hard for her sometimes. So it's always a blessing when she's in.
Crazy Forms, I see you. Thanks for stopping in, sis.
Hi,
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, a whole
Hi,
bunch of people
Chrissy.
jumped in so far since we've been
Right.
talking, right?
My
DJ
brother,
Kurt-
DJ Jaybird.
The
Jay
flock
Bird, the
is
flock
in the
is
house.
here.
Yeah.
DJ
And
Curse is here.
DJ Curse.
I see you, Big Rob.
Big Rob is here. DJ
I may be going to
Lucif is
Seattle
here.
next month, by the way.
What? Are we going to Seattle?
Oh, we?
She's-
Does
she
that
said
mean
her.
you're coming?
She just said her, Drew.
This
Hey,
guy is trying
notice-
to tag along with me.
Notice
He's like,
she
"Oh,
just
we're
said,
going to
I
Seattle."
I may be going to Seattle. It wasn't we're gonna go to Seattle.
Yeah.
You gotta pick up on these things, man. Pay attention.
I
pay
so
attention.
so
You know,
didn't.
and you know what, Drew? That's me too, man. Anytime my wife was like, "So we're going," she's like, "No, not you. You're not going." And I was like, "What the hell, man?"
Right. What? The
So
hell?
like, wait, so I'm not going, but let me guess who's paying. This is some bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit.
Oh, Twitch is paying. Okay, Twitch is
oh.
paying. Oh, okay.
Okay, then you can
I see
come.
how this works. Like, yeah. See, you're too kind, though. See, because my wife is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go by myself." I'm like, "All right." Freedom. No,
It's not freedom, man.
it's not freedom, man.
No, man.
It's not freedom because, and my wife just came home from San Diego. She was there last week from Thursday, and she just came home yesterday, right? So I was like, enjoy your trip, enjoy your conference. She was speaking at a conference out there. She's a school teacher, and not even 15 minutes, man. She's at the gate, right? So I'm like, hey, just text me when you get to the gate. That way I know you're with your group and you guys are good. And let me know when you're about to leave and land. And so she didn't even text me like she's at the gate. The first thing she texts me is a honey-do list. Like, okay, so I need you to do this. So like, I actually wrote, this is some bullshit right now. I ain't doing any of this.
But did you do it the night before?
I actually did it the morning before she showed up. I'm like, oh shit. Fucking clean everything. And she walked in, she's like, you just did this, huh? Before I came on, like, is it done? Is it done? That is the question. Is it done? Yes or yes. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter when I did it. It is done.
Nice.
She knows
Hey,
me
big
so
shout
well.
out to DJ Epic in the building.
Oh, Epic, what up, dog? What's up, Epic? How are you, man? Good to see you. So a little bit more on the personal side, and then I'll jump back on, onto Twitch and some other things. How long have you guys been together, and how long have you been married? I love how you look at each other, because I know one's confirming, like, you better get this right. No.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah,
This one over here is counting still.
that's my wife too. She's like,
Okay, so it'll be together 19 years, Labor Day this year.
oh,
Don't look at me.
nice.
Don't look at me.
Look me in the eyes.
Wow.
And then we'll be married 17 years in July 30th.
Yes.
Whoa,
She got it. She got it.
nice.
That's a
Awesome.
damn long time, you know that?
Awesome.
What are you trying to say, man?
That's awesome. So look, Dunabu just asked, can you tell a story of how he proposed? So inquiring minds want to know. So I think you should share that.
All right. So,
Let me pour some wine.
yeah, go ahead and pour some wine because she actually hates this story, and she's like, "Why do you share that?" Because it's the way I proposed. It's very unique. And how I did it is we used to go visit one of my best friends and his wife up in Sacramento, and they just had, or were I think they just had the baby, right? Okay, so they had my godson, and so we would always be up there hanging out and just chilling with them and making sure everything was good. And my wife makes the best corned beef out of a can
What?
for breakfast. So it was her turn to make breakfast, and she threw down the corned beef. It's so good.
Okay, wait, back up, back up. You got to go back to where I went during the day. So, like, I'd say, okay, we dated for like the first year. We were like traveling a lot, and his mom would get pissed because like we would like stay the weekend in Tahoe or go to Reno, and she'd be pissed off because we're not married yet. So then
Very traditional.
after I found out that she got pissed, I was like, oh, well then maybe we should just get married. So then we started talking about marriage the second year.
Nice.
And then we just started kind of like planning. And I'm like, oh, well, what do you think about this date for for us to get married? And he's like, yeah, sure. So he was like in agreement of everything. Whatever I would ask him, he'd be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Whatever you want. So then we go up to Sacramento at his friend's house, and his wife, her mom actually worked at a jewelry store. And since we've been talking about getting married, he was like, oh, well, why don't you go pick out a ring, babe? Pick out whatever you want. Just go. Just go. So me and, his friend's wife went to the jewelry store. I picked out my ring, the one I wanted,
Nice.
picked out his ring. And then we get back to the house, and then that's where the corned beef is. So I'm showing him the ring, and he takes the ring from my hand, and then
I load my mouth full of corned beef and I ask her to marry me with my mouth full. I will you marry me over corned beef.
Nice. Nice. He's like, so maybe you should do things I love, corned beef and you. Yeah.
It was a full mouthful, Don. Like
Nice.
just if it would have fell out of my mouth, it would have fell out of my mouth because it was so full. It was like, will you marry me? But she's just like looking at me like, oh no, you didn't.
But you did not just ask me with your mouth full of corned beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So that was
Awesome.
my wedding proposal.
Nice. That's dope. So 17 years come July.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, speaking of 17 years and being together a little longer than that, um, what would your like if I were to separate the two of you and you wouldn't be able to hear each other, like what what would you say your secret to a successful marriage would be?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
You should know this one.
Communication.
That's it. We always that's been the staple of our marriage and our relationship is communication. Communication is everything. Even when you're not saying something, right? You know you have to be in tune with each other. If you're not open and honest, if you're not able to yell, if you're not able to argue, come to a resolution, just basically communicate with each other, then that relationship is doomed. You know, I believe that there should be no reason why you can't talk things out. Right? There should be open lines all aboard and across the board. You know, everything is an open book. Communication is the fundamental, and we've talked about this ever since we started dating. It's like just be open and honest with me from everything, right? And that's how we've been. And that has been our success. Even when we're mad at each other, we still communicate, you know. So
Don't talk to me right now. That's my communication.
Nice.
Ask me tomorrow.
Nice. Nice.
that means I'm sleeping on the couch.
So I was trying to find this one clip, and I see it mostly on TikTok, not TikTok, on Instagram, And so if any of you can show me like how do I save some of these videos, because they're like super awesome. And I can't remember the female's name, but she talks about like when you get into an argument with your spouse, and she said the secret is this. And this is in terms of what you're talking about communication, where you communicate to the other person and say, look, I'm gonna leave right now because if I stay here, I may say some things. I said not I may. I will say some things that I'm gonna regret, and that you're not gonna like, and you're most likely gonna hold on to that. So I'm gonna leave, and then I will come back later. When I feel, that I'm calm enough where we can continue on this discussion. And then she said the key is to let that person go, in terms of let them go, let them cool off, let them blow off some steam, whether they leave the house and they do whatever they think. But the responsibility of that person is that you have to come back. And once you come back, you have that discussion, right? And just say, hey, look, so here's how I felt in that moment when you said this. And then just have that discussion and then talk, right? And so, um, and that's often, I hear that advice given from so many couples, whether they're married or not, is communication. And so, I always like to add another word, another part to just communication. It's communication and compromise,
Absolutely.
right? Because you can communicate, because looking at that person and say, you know what, f you, that's communication.
Right.
That is right.
Right. Right.
but but at the same time, I think when you're communicating, having that compromise and say, okay, you know what, I get it, I understand, or even I don't get it, I don't like it, I don't understand it, but I'm going to trust that, you know I because and whatever they want to say, for the mere fact that you want to make it work. I think that's the
Right.
whole thing, right? Is being able to, right, is to come from a space where I want this to work. I know it's not perfect, because no marriage is perfect, right? Whether you've been with somebody and then maybe your marriage didn't work, hey, it is what it is. No judgment from anyone. Um, I'm a firm believer that communication and compromise goes hand in hand, in terms of if the intent is to make it work, right? Many times I've heard the term marriage is 50-50, or a relationship is 50-50. My question is always this: so if you're giving 50, what are you doing hiding the other 50? Who's that for? What are
Yeah.
you reserving the other 50 for?
Right.
Right. And so not, until I actually learned that from one of my mentors, who said, look, give 100%. And here's the key, the second part: you give 100% without expecting anything back. And when you do that, therein lies the miracle. I think because so many times we feel like, well, what's in it for me? What are you going to do for me if I give you this?
Right. Right.
Right. So
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes absolute sense.
And I like that piece of advice where you said, in the heat of a moment, you're like, I'm gonna step away, I'll come back, and then we can talk about this. I think for Drew and I, we don't argue very often, but when we do, it gets pretty heated.
Yeah.
And the one thing that we both hate that each of us do to each other is walk away
Mm.
during the heat of a argument. If one of us walks away, the other one gets so pissed. Like, don't fucking walk away from me. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So, hey. So I like that piece of advice, Don.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I need to incorporate that, because Drew is right. He's pointing at me, and I'm usually the one that will get really heated and just
For
walk
sure.
away.
For sure.
And Drew and I have always had this understanding since we first met and were dating, that when we get into an argument, we never go to bed mad at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be a resolution before.
Whether it's, like you said, I'm going to step away and we'll talk about it later, or
Right.
we resolve the argument right there. But
Yeah.
it's never go to bed mad at each other or unresolved. That
So-
has always been our thing.
So can I implement a different perspective? Because I hear that all the time. the reality is this, and I'm only talking from my own experience. When you said never go to bed angry, here's the reality, and I'm only talking from my own experience. There are times that I'm gonna still be pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when I go to sleep, I'm pissed. So the fact of me getting going to bed angry and not good, like, it's not gonna work for me. I'll be very
Right.
honest. It's not gonna be work. It's not gonna work for me. But here's the key: I'm not mad at that person. What I'm mad at is the situation. That's what I'm
Yes.
pissed off about. I
Right.
think that's the difference,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like
Right.
you're I'm upset because of the situation of what happened, and that your spouse contributed to that. I'm not mad at her. I'm mad at her at the moment, but
Right.
what I'm
Right.
upset at is the situation. So I'm
Right.
gonna go to sleep upset at that situation, not at her. And maybe at her sometimes. I'm not going to even lie. 22
Yeah.
years I've been married to my wife. We've been together for over 30 years, right? That's the reality for me. But when I wake up and I think and I contemplate and I self-reflect and I think, what part of this I'm responsible for? Because I always will go back to me and say, how did I contribute to this?
Right.
Right? And the
Right.
moment I realize and I pick up all those things, I realize, number one, I'm equally responsible because I could have said something. Number two, the only time you get mad is if you let it in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a saying, there's a quote that says, "The one who angers you controls you."
Mm.
Right? And so, which really comes back to this, like, right? It's the analogy of a boat. No matter how large, or you could be in a dinghy and you're out in the sea, that that little boat cannot sink unless you let the water in. It's the same concept of being upset. You choose to be upset. That's a choice. It's also a choice to be happy, right?
Yes.
And so,
Yeah.
like, for me, when it's like, what, never go to bed angry, I actually do go to bed angry. I
Oh
do.
yeah.
However,
Yeah.
when I wake up in the morning, it gives me an opportunity to do a self reflection and think about, okay, stop making it about me. Let's see and let's look at all the different options, because I always say this: options are good. Let's look at all the different options. Again, see how I contributed to this. Number two, see how I can remedy this. Because ultimately, right, the person you choose to be with, you love that person,
Right.
and you will do things and you'll compromise in hopes that you make that really you make that work. And so I don't know if that makes sense for you guys. So
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
It
absolutely
totally
does.
does.
It
Yeah.
absolutely does. And I think to further expand on what Lori was saying is, it, there's times where we're pissed, and not to go to bed angry. Maybe it's not to go to bed angry, but not to go to bed without addressing it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Where it's not just gonna be, oh, everybody go to bed because we're mad at each other. No, we have to talk a little bit about this and make sure that we can go to bed, because the things that you're pissed about is what's going to keep you up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's further clarification on where Lori would probably be coming from. Is we address it, when we're mad, and we there's been plenty of times where I've been on the couch, right? Because just pure dumbassness for me, but it happens, and
And it happens, bro, because we men, whether we admit it or not, are just we're stupid. We're
yeah,
stupid. I'm gonna say that on behalf of every man in this room.
right.
We're fucking idiots.
That's it.
However,
However,
we're so damn cute and cuddly that you women will always forgive us because of the mere fact we're stupid.
right, right. Oh, look at you, so stupid. You're so
You're so
stupid.
stupid. And then my response is always, "But you said yes. What's up?"
Right.
You're still my teddy bear.
Wow.
Shelly, Shelly's like, "Whoa, Laura's the wife of the century."
Oh,
Oh my
shall we
god.
address that, Shelley?
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so on
Wow.
the topic of communication, I'd say the one time, or yeah, pretty much the one time where I was not open with my communication, and I was actually hiding something from him. I don't know if you heard this story, Don, but
I am
DJ,
keep
go ahead.
going. No, no, go ahead.
Did you hear the story?
I no, I did not.
Okay, so DJ 360, I see you. I'm gonna talk about your party. So 360 had her birthday party a few weeks ago, April 9th, which was actually Drew's real birthday. She had invited us, I'd say like a month before, sometime in March, and Drew was like, 360 is inviting me to her birthday party, but it's on my actual birthday. I'm like, okay, well, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. We could go to her party. We could not, so he kind of sat on it for a couple weeks, and he finally made a decision, and he was like, you know what, I don't want to do anything for my birthday, because he's not big on like surprise birthday parties, but oh boy did I surprise him at this one.
Nice.
So he decides to go. So he texts 360 and says, hey, we're going to come. So then 360 and I start, messaging each other on the side. And she's like, oh, well, it's Drew's birthday that day. I want to do a little something special for him. And I'm like, why is the first thing that comes to my mind is I want to get him a stripper.
My man.
So 360 and I are conspiring for like 2 weeks, texting each other. And Drew's like, who are you texting? I'm like, I'm texting 360. What? He's like, you never text 360. And I'm like, I'm texting 360. So he kind of had an idea that something was up, right?
Yeah.
So we go to 360's party the day of, bomb ass party at the Oasis. She has all these DJs there. It was so dope. She live streamed it. I'm over here at the party waiting for the strippers to arrive. And they came late, so I was pissed. And they sent us the stripper that 360 and I did not pick. We picked this cute ass chick, right? 360.
And a different one showed up?
Yes.
Are they
And
owned by the same people that you guys went to the Korean place?
No carrots.
No carrots. No stripper.
So I'm just like, hi, what's your name? And she's like, my name is India. I was like, I actually paid for Riley. And she goes, oh, yeah, my name's Riley too. I'm like, what the fuck? So at this point, I'm like, okay, whatever, you're hella late. Like, I just want to get this over with, And she actually brings another stripper with her. So there was 2 strippers, and they were not what I ordered.
They were hood, man. They were hood.
They were straight from Oakland, East 14th type,
They're like-
bullet hole wounds in their ass and stab wounds and
Hood rat
Yeah.
strippers.
Yes.
Yeah, some
Yes.
hood rat strippers.
yes.
Eh.
So Drew saw the strippers walk in with their luggage, and he was like, oh hell no. Then 360 pulls out a chair and puts it in the middle, and she's like, everybody put your phones away, there's no phones allowed. 360 hops on top of Drew on the chair and starts, freaking him, and Drew's all confused, like, what the hell is going on? And then the 2 strippers come out and start, going off on him, and I'm just like sitting there next to Furious and 49 T-Bone, and I'm like, yeah, I love you, babe.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm getting all of East Bay ratchetness all over me. Like, ugh. I'm getting dirty here.
Yes, 360, you straight straddled him, and I'm like, yeah, go. Oh my God, and you should have seen Furious's face. He was just like sitting there. He's like, what the hell is going on?
Best night ever, man.
And so Furious named me Madame Drew because I
Madame Drew.
hooked up the stripper. So that's my other nickname aside from Tita Babes is Madame Drew.
So you want to kind of do the official announcement now?
No.
No, you don't want to make the official. So I'll do it on your behalf. Hey, just letting you know that Mrs. D1DRU is opening up an escort company.
Oh, hey, we got a raid.
Holy
Hey,
crap.
D Liddy. What's up,
Yo.
Delight?
Oh,
Yay, you came
man.
over. I was just watching your cooking show. I want to watch the
Ruth
replay.
Everyone, aloha, welcome, Raiders. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, she's
Ashmore, 82 nods. Lofro, I see you. DJ
Delight
Flips.
Lofro. Flips, what up, Flips?
Thanks, you guys, for coming over. I got to watch the replay for that paella. D Liddy was making some paella, and I had to cut it short.
Nice.
Welcome in, guys.
Yo, Biz, welcome. First time in the chat room. So, Delight, we just want to let you know that we made an official announcement that Mrs. D1DRU is opening up an escort company.
Oh, yes, and Delight was there at the party, too. So
Oh, there
she
you go.
knows.
So,
Yeah.
Delight, you know what it's all about.
Yeah, so she saw the ghetto strippers with the bullet wounds, right, Delight? Who else was there? Zaldi was there. Stressy was there.
Margulis is there.
Margulis was there. Diva was there.
Dang.
Like, everybody was there. Like, my name is Madame Drew, just so you know.
Madam Drew.
So if you see Madame
change
Drew
your
in the
name now.
chat, that
That's
is
it.
why.
That's right. Madam Drew's got a hole for you.
So my line in the chats lately has been, who needs a stripper? Who needs a stripper, though?
Oh my gosh. What a crazy story. That's hilarious, man.
Man.
Oh, yeah, Shelly was there, too.
Shelly was there. Yes. We put Shelly in the chair.
Yes, we put Shelly in the chair, and
put
she did not
oh.
like that.
We put Janice in the chair too.
We put
'cause-
Janice in the chair, too,
Janice.
because it was her birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Janice loved it, though. She was like, I texted her afterwards, and she was like, that is not the last time I'm going to have stripper girls all up on me. I'm like, whoa, girl. Let me know if you need a hookup.
You know, Janice is very deceiving because she's so sweet and so kind. I didn't know there was a hood rat right in behind that's hidden in Janice right now. Well, I'm gonna call her Janice the Menace from now on.
Oh,
That's
man.
crazy. That is crazy. Awesome. But, I mean, I go back to this specific community on Twitch and how being able to meet so many awesome people together because of this platform and the memories. Amazing. As Bastos as it is, I think, I mean, you look at all of these different experiences that you guys have and you go through, right? I mean, mahalo to Twitch for
Yes.
Right.
for just hooking everybody up together and being able to, right? I mean, come on, you're hanging with 360. Come on now, right? And her circle is dope too as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean,
Just-
never in my wildest dreams would it be a community like this that's put together. All these dope people. I mean, if you would have asked me pre-pandemic, hey, what's your 2020 look like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't have thought like,
Nah.
hanging out with some DJs and
Yeah.
my wife getting me some hood rat stripper holes.
Right.
And then
I
one of
mean-
my favorite DJs is straddling me while my wife is saying, "Get it, babe, get it."
That was so mean.
I mean, yeah, it just never in my wildest dreams would a community put that together, right?
It is.
It's
It
just it's just this phenomenon which is called Twitch,
Yeah,
and I'm so very grateful that we're here, to
Yeah.
enjoy it all, and to enjoy it all with you, and everybody in the chat. It's
Yeah.
just, it's just amazing.
yeah. It's beautiful to see everyone just come together and be able to just have several things in common, right? It's the music and the DJ scene is what brings all of us together, but really the connections that you've made virtually online for several months or even years for some of us, and then finally being able to meet physically, right? And then closing and then just completing that closure,
Right.
right? By having that physical meetup and then it feels like I've known you for forever.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Yes,
That's
that's
the
it.
beauty of this platform. And that's the community that we've all created. So everyone in this chat room has played a specific and equal response part of creating that community. So
Right.
props to everyone.
That's
Seriously.
it, man.
Whether you're a streamer in front of the camera or you're a mod or you're a viewer, I mean, it's because of all of us. This is why I love Twitch so much, which is why I seldom go on like Facebook because it's I call it fake book because there's so much negativity there. Like the
Yeah.
Right.
happiness is here.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Like
agree.
yeah, because of the
Absolutely.
like-minded people and how we support each other. I think that's super key, right?
Absolutely.
So speaking of support, all of you guys know in the chat room that our brother D1DRU is making that push for partner. From what I understand, you're very very close, and you're getting there in terms of getting that application for you to turn it in. What has that journey been like for you?
Um, honestly, I
No,
know
no, lie to us. I don't want
I'll
to be
lie to
honest.
you.
Fucking lie to
It's
us.
been great. It's been great.
I
No,
love you. Like honestly, like no,
honestly,
lie to us.
no.
Lie to us.
I'm gonna lie to you. It's been great. No, in all actuality, Don, I know. I think from one of the first times I've talked to you on a one-to-one level, I expressed to you at one point where I would want to make a push sometime in the future, right?
Yes, sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
you've asked me before,
Yeah.
do you think you would ever want to see this through partnership? And I thought, in my head, I don't know if I'd ever get there, right? I had that doubt, and so that's plagued me for a long time. Is not feeling that I would be able to build a community enough, strong enough to where I would be able to sustain a push. Not realizing that the community was already there. I just had to say something. So it kind of, I don't want to fast forward to this because I've got many quotes to talk about, but I want to talk about this quote where closed mouths don't get fed. And I want that to sink in because if you never ask for help, or if you never ask to be looked at, or, never ask for an opportunity or whatever, if you don't ask, you'll never get it. Right. So when you ask about my journey, how has it been? I made a conscious decision in April, just this month,
Mm.
to say, I'm going to do this. And I only told one person. And that one person was Alpha Music. And
You
he
didn't even tell
announced
your
it.
wife? How
Well,
rude! Like, bruh, you fucking suck, man. You didn't even tell your freaking wife.
yeah.
I found out on stream.
She found
Oh,
a stream. It's
awesome.
true. I told Alpha. I told Alpha first.
It's like, hey, by the way, chat fam, I'm pushing for partner. I'm over here,
And you're
modding
like,
huh?
what? Like, were you gonna tell me this, or am I finding this out right now with everybody
Yeah,
else?
she's finding out with everybody else.
Yeah. You see that, Your Honor? I rest my case. We're
You're
stupid.
stupid. Dumb.
Dumb, 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 dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so you told Alpha Music. Yeah.
I told Alpha, and he was like, "Yo, is this really true?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to do it." And so, after that, I think Remark was in the channel, and then Remark shouted it out in his stream, and so it became this snowball. It just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and to the point where I finally get on stream, like, a couple days later, and say, "Yeah, this is the official announcement. Yes, we are pushing for partner." And that was my birthday week, which made it even more special because I was now determined. So the journey has been great because now I've seen the community that we've all been a part of pull together and rally behind me. And I've never, ever felt that amount of love. It's so great to where, people are just like, "Yo, man, what's your schedule? Okay, we're going to do this. We'll line it up, and this is how it's going to go. And you're going to be off to the races, you know?" And I really am not lying when I say I feel the love out of this community that we have. It's just been a nonstop pouring of love that keeps, you know, like the snowball getting bigger, bigger, and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And I'm just in awe, and I really I'm really excited because we're all doing it together. When I say that, we are doing it together, because without you guys, there's no me, there's no Mrs. D1. This is the community that's making this push,
Yeah.
There is no madame.
right?
Oh, but there is.
But
She's in the
there is.
background. Y'all just
There
don't know
is.
it yet. You
And
don't
she's
know it.
got bullet holes and stab
She
wounds
got-
for everyone.
she's got a whole bunch of bullet holes that she'll pass out to. Bullet holes in terms of HOES. Bullet holes. We need an emote, man. Bullet holes. Sorry, I don't mean to kind of sideline this
I'm
conversation.
sorry, I interrupted you. I had to throw that in.
No,
I'm
but,
sorry.
That's how it is. Hey, shout out to Icy Ice. That's one of my brothers has just been pushing a lot
The Ice
for me.
Father.
The Ice Father.
Yes, sir.
That guy has been rating me huge. A shout out to Curse. He's been rating me huge. Alpha
Yes.
Music.
Yeah.
Promote. Oh, man, I just can't name them all because they're just coming in like clockwork. Like, yo.
Yeah.
And it's
And
a blessing.
so surprising too, because it's like when I'm sitting there modding during his stream, it's like raid after raid after raid, and I'm just like, damn, my fingers are getting arthritis. It's just it's amazing though, just to see like all these raids coming in and just like all the support. It's amazing. Like, I love you guys.
Yeah. But it's like what I said earlier, right? That's what we've created as a community. Right. When the bat signal goes out, and it's the call to arms to support, the support will be there. But I'm also a firm believer in where it's all in timing, right? So, like how you mentioned, like in April I decided, and I told one person, and how everything snowballed. Like, imagine if you did this maybe 6 months ago. Do you think it would be different? I think it would be.
Oh yeah.
I'm a firm believer in a higher power where, when it's that time where everything lines up, right, and the planets align, the stars are like telling you, and the messages, and you can see everything. Like, the biggest, I think the biggest lesson behind it is that you decided to pull the trigger, right? Because you could say, oh no, look, everything's look good, but nah, not yet. I'll wait. Maybe later on. But you decide to pull the trigger, and here you are, right?
Absolutely.
And you're so close. You're literally days away to see, if you can complete the minimum qualifications for you to go ahead and apply it. And so, again, we'll be here and here to support you. So you shared that it is difficult. What are some of the challenges, as maybe for those that are in the chat room that may be considering? Like, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, DJ Shaolim, I think he made an official announcement on his birthday that he's going to push for partner.
Yes,
Like, what
yes, he
kind of
did.
advice would you be able to impart to someone like Shaolim, or anyone that's actually considering, maybe not now, but in the future, that is considering to push for partner? What would your advice be?
My advice is, it's a numbers game. Understand the numbers. Understand what will count against you, what will help you. Once you understand that, you'll know how to build, and you'll know how to build it with the community, because then it's just asking the community, hey, we could say it till we're blue in the face, hey, I'm pushing for partner, but if you don't understand the numbers game behind it, you're going to be spinning your wheels for a long time. It doesn't matter if you're constantly getting rated by ICE. Yeah, it may work that way, but if you don't understand how these things work against you, it's going to be a difficult road.
Yeah.
So I think my advice is, for Shaolim, I've already told him, call me, bro. Let's talk, because I want you to understand and see what I see. And that's the biggest advice, is let's talk to each other. People that have gone before, I think the game has changed from when you've made partner versus when we're trying. The game has changed. So the more information that is out there to help the next man up, we have to give that, and I think that's a responsibility of the leaders of the group, or I wouldn't say leaders, but the partners that make it. That's a responsibility for all of us, that we have to give back and help, and know that hey, we're gonna lean on you guys because you just found something out. It's another piece of information, right? It might have been different from the time that Don or Ice did it, or 360, whatever, but that knowledge base is still there. You still need to know that, because what I'm finding out is, well, it's changed a little bit, but it's kind of the same. And those little things, those little nuggets that we need to learn about the numbers and how they affect you, for the next person, they have to understand it, because then it becomes a little bit easier. It's not daunting. So the biggest thing, my advice to Shaolim, is look at your number, look at your average, look at your monthly, look at your weekly. The weekly is going to dictate what your monthly is going to do if you can repeat the week. So you always want to better your week, and then your monthly will get better, and then your 3 months, so down all the line. But understanding those numbers and how they play against you is the biggest key. So Shaolin, please call me, because there's things that I need to show you, calculations that I've ran in my head, calculations that other people, Twitch engineers, Kova, DJ Richie Rich Detroit, they've all educated me on, to figure out what your true numbers are. And once you know that, then you know when you can ask the community for help.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's my advice. I mean, it's kind of like, well, that's really not advice. You're just telling me watch the numbers. Well, it's hard to explain, because it's a very entangled web. And once you start peeling back all those layers, you'll start to understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get too in deep with the numbers, but the advice is definitely look and analyze where you're at as a streamer. Look at your channel analytics. Look at what your numbers are plotting for you, and then make the conscious decision. I will say magic number to initiate a push: start at 55. Start at 55. Yes,
Nice.
Nooners help. Icy Ice.
Sorry, I just saw Ice's
Nooners.
comment. We're also known as the Nooner couple
Yeah.
per Ice. That's another one of our nicknames.
Right. 360. You have to peel it. Yeah. You have to peel it.
Focus and feel it.
Peel it. Focus and peel it.
So DJ Remarks in there. Of course, Remark will always come in with the best one-liners. He's like, his advice: hydrate so you don't get constipated when you push.
Absolutely. That's good advice, man.
Remark. Remark always comes up with the best.
There's Janice. I see you, Janice.
There she is. Janice, we were just talking about you, Janice.
That's my twinsy
Right.
right there.
Good to see you, Janice. So is it safe also to say, as you are going through this journey while you're pushing for partner, is that to have a team, like a core team of people that you can count on, other DJs that you reach out to, not only just for the raids, but for being there to help when you actually go on and you're streaming.
Absolutely.
Is that safe to say too as well?
Yes, absolutely. So if you constructed a team, and I've been blessed that, I have the ice pack as part of my team. I have the C unit, which is Curse, and the CCCC unit, right? I've got the Alphaholics. So I'm really blessed to have that initial team right there in place.
Yeah.
Because we're all in that time frame. It was just a matter of me moving schedule a little bit just to make it all fit.
And
So,
it's
yes,
temporary though, right?
it's
And
temporary.
that's some of the things that some of the DJs have to understand, because I've been in discussion with some DJs like, no, I'm gonna keep my schedule. Well, then you're not gonna make partner. That's the reality. I'm
Right.
gonna tell you that straight up.
You
Like,
have to be flexible.
You have to be flexible. And DJ Stress actually said one of the most profound statements when you're pushing. He said, the reality is you can push for partner, but not everybody makes it. So
Right.
be prepared for that too as well,
Absolutely.
right? And if you don't get it, like, just know that maybe there's something else, or maybe it's just right? It's wasn't meant to be for whatever it is, for
Sure.
whatever it is. I think some people think I'm gonna push for partner and I'm gonna get it, right? And you and I and many of you in the chat room have had stories, and I've heard of other people that are still trying, that are on that journey to push for partner, that's been on Twitch longer than the both of us.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. And that weighs in the back of my mind too. I
yeah,
mean, I'm my biggest victory for now would be, okay, let's get the app at the end of the week, right?
yeah.
But then that just starts a whole other chain of events.
Hmm.
The waiting, but you still have to push. You still have to, have that team behind you to rally, because it still needs to go, because very well in that week's time that you're waiting, the answer could be no, and you're going to
Yeah.
have to start all over again
Hmm.
and keep it going. So, I think me- the mental fortitude has to kick in at that point. You have to have a mindset to push you there, and I was very intentional that I wanted it to do in April.
Yeah.
And I know we're at the end of April, still not done, right? But that doesn't change this mindset that I needed to start it.
Yeah.
So, however long it takes, we'll get there, but it's a mindset, you can't be defeated, in every failure, there's a lesson learned, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at things, and that's how I actually approach life. It's like, yo, if you fail, that's just one more reason to get back up and try.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, let me get the perspective of um, Madame D1DRU.
Yes.
Like, what is your perspective? Like, you see your husband, he's pushing, he's working his ass off. You see the support coming in. Like, well, like, what do you see, and what's the experience like have been for you?
I think it's been kind of a mixed emotion for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't find out he was officially pushing until he announced it on stream, like his birthday week. So that caught me off guard. Um, but I knew it meant a lot to him to want to announce that his birthday week. So I supported him, and I continue to support him. I think for me, every time before he goes live, I have these mixed emotions in my head, like, oh my God, are we going to pull over 100 people like we need? Is our community going to come in? And then once I see him press that button and all these people just start coming in and we have 100+ people, then it's just like my emotions just like shoot through the roof. And I'm just like, God, I freaking love all these Twitch community, like our Twitch fam.
Yeah.
They're here to support us. And I think, oh, we got a raid.
Yeah. I was
Theo
gonna say.
Tabora,
I was gonna say.
DJ
Speaking of
Jaybird,
support. Yeah.
There you go. Speaking of support, there's my
Yeah.
brother right there.
Yeah.
Mariri T. Oh my gosh, they are our neighbors. We straight dropped off some smoked tocino to them on Sunday and some Kahlua pork. They got to try the Kahlua pork. Rodzilla. Oh my gosh, hi you guys. But yeah, like even Theo and Mariri, they've been big supporters also.
Yeah.
It's just been really emotional. I mean, and then at the end of every stream for him, it's just my first question to him is, what's your average? What's your average? Every time after every stream, what's your average? I think it's just been really emotional for me this
Yeah.
month. But it's just great to see like all the support that we've been getting from everybody. So, I mean, that really helps a lot. And just knowing that we can count on each and every one of you to come in. I mean, like, I see a lot of people who just come in and they lurk, they don't say hi or whatever in the chat, which is fine. I see them in the viewers list, and I'm like, after he streams, I'm like, oh, hey, Don was in there. He was in there all day today, for your whole
Yeah.
stream. He didn't say hi, but he was there. So I communicate that to him after his stream. Like I said, our communication is pretty big. Or I'll be like, yeah, Stress was in there. I'll name these
Yeah.
people that I see that are lurking, even though they didn't say hi. So, I mean, even the lurkers, those mean a lot to us too.
Yeah.
Just keeping a tab open, like from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Keep a tab open. Like, I don't care if you come in and say hi or not. I know everybody's busy. That's like prime time work day. You know what I mean? But it's just amazing to see like everybody that does come in, whether they keep a tab open, they say hi or not. Like, we appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so yeah, and another factor too is like the time differences depending where you live and where you're
Absolutely.
listening from, right? Like so for me, you're 3 hours ahead of me, but I work the midnight shift. So I'm usually home by 7 and then I fade out in like so normally I'll actually just have my stuff on your channel and then when you pop up I'm there, just so that you could get the number. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I again it's just my way of supporting you, and so yeah, many times when I am in there I'm sleeping still because of work, you know. So, but again, it's like what we talked about. The community that we've created, everyone here plays an integral part as to why our community is so giving. It's been a community that's just have come together and right where when it comes to Twitch in terms of like the big scheme of Twitch, you look at the gaming side where it's so huge. We're just this little dot on Twitch where like we're that baby brother, that ADHD baby brother or sister that no one kind of pays attention to because we're so small
Yeah.
but makes noise all the time. So you can't help but just, okay, we see you, we got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll pay attention to you guys,
Right.
right? As opposed to like you see the gaming side, very different community. Not to say good, bad, right, or wrong. Just saying that their style's very different, right? And again,
Absolutely.
my 19-year-old son was telling me, like, you jump on a gamer's channel, like you don't go out there and like they'll say hi to you, but not very often. They'll say, "Hey, shout out to so and so. Hey, make sure you follow their channel or give them a follow," unless you're one of like the really really big ones.
Right. Right.
From my experience, from what I've seen, right? Yeah. So, again, shout out to all of you out in the chat room, whether you are a streamer, you're a mod, or you're a viewer. Thank you for creating this awesome and dope community that we get together to come out and hang out with everybody. So thank you so much. Okay, so favorite quote, favorite words to live by. I know you probably have several, but let's talk about it. Let's have that. But before you share it, what I want to share is I want to play this specific clip. I don't know how to change the volume, so you may want to lower your volume because it's going to come out and scream right at you. But this is where we're talking about, Drew, you mentioned earlier that um, that you've like it's timing, and you felt the need, to make your official announcement to push for partner, and like if you decide to do it before, maybe the outcome would be a little bit different. I'm always a firm believer that timing is excuse me, timing is everything. But and also to be happy for others, when they get the blessing, like be happy for them.
Right.
um because they'll only turn around and help and support you. But I want to play this clip again. You may want to turn down your volume because I don't know how to adjust the volume. But let me play this clip and let's talk about this, and then we'll share the quotes. All right. So
Sounds good.
check this out. Check this out.
Never be jealous of what God does for somebody else. What God has for you is for you, and He's never going to deliver your mail to somebody else's house. As a matter of fact, you ought to give God a shout and a praise, because if God blesses your neighbor, it means He's in the neighborhood. And you might say, I might be next.
That's so
Crazy,
dope.
crazy, right?
Yes.
So let me
Yeah.
play one more, and then we'll have a discussion, and then we'll talk about your quotes, and you'd be surprised who this comes from. But check this out. Check this out.
But as you grow, you lose certain homies because it's called closing the gap. This is the gap when we start. This is the gap as you grow. Notice how you grow and they don't. So how do you close the gap? You got to come back down. When you come back down, you lose. So you got to keep going up. That's why closing that gap got to be them catching up to you. And if they don't catch up, you got to leave them behind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straight up. Right?
Straight up.
Straight up.
That is 100% us, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, just commenting on Snoop's video.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us could say this, that we have relationships that are far greater and more meaningful right now with the Twitch Ohana
Yeah.
versus our outside life, right? Our in real person life, right? And I'm starting to see this now where my close circle of friends, we've created a gap. And they're watching as, you know, me and Lori are traveling and meeting all of these folks and meeting all of you. And they're wondering, how the hell are they doing this? You know, what is he doing? And how can they get involved? And the reality is they have to catch up. I can't go backwards, right?
Yep.
And it in a sense it's sad sometimes because these are friends that have supported me in many of my ventures before, and it's hard when I look back and say, well, I hate to say it, but I'm on a different level, and you need to come up to my level. I cannot go back down there.
Yeah.
Because going back down there, I'll lose all that ground and I can't make it back up. Right?
Yeah.
So you have to move forward. And unfortunately, you know, that rings true. And you know, a lot of people will say, well, then you forgot where you came from. No, absolutely not. I know where I came from.
I think the you forgot where you came from are those type of people when they see you, you don't even acknowledge them.
Right.
That's the you forgot where you came from.
Right,
Those
right,
that say that are right. They're like, we didn't forget where we came from. You just right. Like we just decide to raise our standards higher,
Yeah.
right? Because you know the saying is, one of my favorite quotes is, the higher your vibe, the smaller your tribe, right? And the
Absolutely.
analogy I use a lot is like you're being fish in a pond where you get to a point where you're too big for that pond, and so you got to go and swim up to a different pond where it's much bigger, where you see things, right? And you have a lot more opportunities. You experience different things, like how you're saying you're traveling, you're meeting all these IRL events where you're meeting up with people that you never thought they like. Holy crap! Twitch has allowed me to meet with all these dope and these awesome people, right? And you're just creating that tribe where they're gonna be there to support you. Like, hey man, I'm gonna push for partner. Oh yeah, enough said. We got you, man. We'll be right there. You let us know, and we'll be there to support you, right? And many times, because maybe perhaps like the circle that you had before, because like so for example, like so I have a close, like as with many of us here, I have a small group of friends that I'm tight with. Like these are my boys. Like we grew up since we were 14 years old, right? And we still do things together with our family and stuff. And amongst the six of us, two of us, you know, are business owners. And so when it comes to the discussion of having a talking business, I'll never to have that conversation with the other four
Right.
because they don't understand and they don't value it, they don't see it. And so
Right.
I don't have that conversation with them, but I'll have that conversation with that other homie because he understands it and he know
Right.
what it's like, right?
Right.
And when we show up and we do things, that some of them expect like, let Don and so pay for it. They own their own business. But it's like owning a business is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, and just because I own a business doesn't mean I always have like a lot of money. There's things I gotta pay for, but they don't
Right.
understand that,
Right.
right? Which is why, like, okay, I'll talk about certain things, but when it comes to this, I won't have that discussion with you because you're not ready for it, and you don't understand. You don't know what it's like,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I get it, man. I totally get it. Yeah.
I think for me, like, because I have a circle of girlfriends that I've been really tight with since we were in fifth grade. And I kind of feel you, Drew, like on the part where it's like, the way I want to describe it is we have different interests right now. Because I did spend some time with my girlfriends on Sunday. You know, we had a birthday dinner. We went to Pacifica Beach. We took some really nice pictures. Some of you guys may have seen that on Instagram. But I mean, the last time I saw my girlfriends was in November, which was like 5 months ago. I mean, mind you, we came down with COVID, so we were home, you know, mid-December, all of January, all of February, and then March, April, we started going out again. But I mean, honestly, I think it's just different interests, because when I did hang out with my girls on Sunday night, they asked me like, what have you been up to? Like, because I hardly see them. I mean, we text all the time, but like when I gave them the rundown of what I've been up to, you know, like traveling to SoCal all the time, meeting, you know, all of our Twitch fam, and you've been DJing, you know, streaming, and now you're pushing for partner. They're like, well, what does that mean? You know, so it's like I got to explain to them, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like it's the gap. Yes, it's there, but it also has to do with a lot of different interests, because I mean, my circle of girlfriends are not on Twitch, you know, your friends are not on Twitch. I mean, as many times as we have tried to reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm going to be interviewed on Wisdom Wednesday. This is the link. Can you log in and support me? Like the interview
Yeah.
that we did with you, Dawn, in February, I
Yeah.
sent that to my group of girlfriends. There's 8 of us, and only one of them tuned in.
Yeah.
And she didn't even have a Twitch account. She had to create one just to view that February Wisdom Wednesday. So I think a lot of it has to do with different interests
Sure.
also,
Yeah.
which is huge, you know? I mean, because then again, the gap is there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I also think
Kind of sucks.
yeah, and it does suck, right? Because these are people that you value, you love, and you know,
Yes.
people have been with you for so long,
Yeah.
and maybe perhaps that their values and their goals maybe just don't align up in what you have, right? I think a lot of
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
we are emotionally connected to them. We're like, hey, look, this is something that we value and that we think it's really good for our family. I hope you can support this, you know. And then when they don't show up for whatever reason, you know, sometimes one tends to think like, oh, this sucks, man. Like I asked him, like, not even here. And you know, everyone has their own life. The term is this, right? If it's important, they'll find a way. If it's not, they'll find an excuse.
Excuse. Yep.
It is what it
Exactly.
is.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and
Right.
for whatever reason, and they may probably have valid reasons why they weren't able to show up, you know. But I think the key behind it is that you keep pushing, right? Despite if they show up or not, because the reality is this: they're watching, especially your haters. They're watching.
They're watching.
Yeah.
They're watching. And you know how you know they're watching, you know, in terms of your friends and family, is that in casual conversation, they'll bring it up. They'll
Yep.
say, hey, so yeah, I saw your husband is doing some stuff like on Twitch, and I heard like he's doing like a partner. I don't know what that is, but right, and then you're like, oh my gosh, they're actually watching. They're paying attention. Right? So they are, whether you know it or not,
Yeah.
they're always watching. Right? They are out there, but
Yeah.
and again, I think the key factor behind it, because this is how the universe works. You put that out, you get what you put out, right?
Mhm.
I always will say, I think I coined the phrase, you create what you vibrate. So that's the stuff that you vibrate out into the universe, and it comes back to you, right? So, um, and whether they watch or not, or they support you, some of them may just support you from afar. I don't know, right? And whether they support you or not, you keep pushing, you keep grinding, because that's the stuff that will come back to you. That's deserving of you, right?
Absolutely.
That's just how the universe works, right? I think one of my favorite one of my quotes, one of the quotes that I heard, goes something like, it's hard to turn the page when you know someone you care about won't be in that next chapter, but the
Mm.
story must go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So they just keep pushing, right? I think
Right.
we fail the moment we decide to stop. That's where the
Absolutely.
Yes.
failure is. That's where the true,
That's the true failure.
definition, yeah,
Yeah.
is when you decide to just stop,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah, crazy, crazy. Yeah. So, favorite quotes, saying, words to live by from the both of you. What would it be for you guys?
I think for me, it's kind of fitting, and it's fitting for Drew right now, but it's also a quote that I try to get my kids to fully embrace is dream big, stay focused, and make it happen.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah. I think that's kind of where our headspace is right now,
Yeah.
And speaking about headspace, there's one word that just that I'm reminded of every day is you have to have a mindset. The mindset, by its very definition, is the driving force in the quest for success and achievement. A mindset that combines discipline, strength, confidence, and ambition is a powerful mindset. This can achieve anything it sets its sights on, right? So that word mindset is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And I'll share this because this is one of the biggest drivers for me is back in 2013, and some of you may know this. I had a stroke. I had a stroke in 2013, and being basically on a deathbed scared the hell out of me. It was at the point then I knew that my mindset had to change. And mindset is a big thing for me because this will put you in a mood. This will put you in certain situations. It will prompt anxiety. It will prompt emotion. It will prompt happiness. Everything that you can think of happens from a mindset. But when you find the mindset of, and put it in a positive light and have that positive light and strive for something, that mindset is so powerful where it will take you wherever you want to go. And I think that's the driving force behind me and why I'm still here is because I made that conscious effort on that deathbed to say, I'm not done yet. And that was my mindset.
Nice.
And I'm still not done yet. So there it is. I mean, if you want to find the nuts and bolts to me, that's it. It's up here. It's the mindset.
Yep.
I'm not done yet. I still have more to give.
Yeah.
And I think to me that is the biggest journey that I've been on.
I think that was one of the biggest obstacles for us to overcome is when he had his stroke. It really put things into perspective. I don't know if you guys know, but a couple months ago, like we both came down with COVID in mid-December, and Drew actually still has some lingering effects where he has like shortness of breath. He developed high anxiety. And some of you may have been on stream when he was going through one of his episodes. But the first thing that came to my mind when he was going through that episode while live on stream was, oh my God, is he having a freaking stroke right now? Like, I was freaking out. You know, it took me back to 2012, 2013 when he had his stroke, you know, and I'm not trying to joke about this, but it's like he has a long life to live, and it's just like, don't leave me with these fucking kids, dude. We always joke.
Drew, just in case you didn't know, now you know.
Drew and I always joke about that. Like, he has an emote. If you guys subscribe to D1DRU, one of his emotes is FTK, and that stands for fuck them kids. All right. So when you're on his stream and you hear us talking about kids and our kids, it's like, you got to go pick up the kids. It's like he'll throw up or I'll throw up a FTK emote. Yeah, there you go. Look, Marie Ray got it. Dijon, FTK, fuck them kids, right? But no, like when he's going through like some stuff like health wise, I'm always like, don't leave me with these fucking kids, dude. Don't leave me with these kids. Look at all the FTK emotes.
And the violence emote. Oh man, no, but it's really that, you know. The mindset is everything for me, because I could wake up and I feel, you know, it's weird. Once you have one of those near death experiences, you take stock every day. When you wake up, it's kind of like your body's running a system check, and it's really your mind. Your mind is messing with you at that point. Are you okay? Are you okay today? I have to do that every day. And the mindset is what gets me out of that rut. It's like, no, you're perfectly fine. You know, you've got to get up and perform today. You've got to get up for these kids that you love so much. FTK. But, you know, that's the reality. You know, and every day I have to put myself in a mindset to go and to continue on, because I have to live up to that. I'm not done yet. Right. That's why I love Stress's I'm not fucking leaving, because it rings so true to me. You know, I'm not fucking leaving, you know.
Yeah, better not fucking leave me with these kids, man.
On so many levels,
don't leave me with these damn
Right.
kids.
Right.
On so many levels. It's much more deeper than you literally just leaving.
Yeah. Right.
But I love what you said. You know, one of the formulas. So when I teach these personal development workshops for corporate, one of the first things is in the workshop is we actually share them a formula, and the formula is this: mindset plus skill set equals jet set. Out of the two, the more important one is obviously the mindset, because the skill set you can teach. The mindset comes literally from within, right? You can present them and give them all the information, but unless they apply it, then it's useless, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, many times we've heard the term, and I hate to be cliche. The quote is I just had a brain fart. The quote is, knowledge is power. So I disagree. And here's why. Because if you don't use the knowledge, it simply becomes information. The real power lies in when you implement it. So the saying actually is, where the power lies in is, applied knowledge is power. There's a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Absolutely.
Right? And again, all the things that you've been learning, all the advice and the information that you've been getting from your mentors and the group that you're with, to make you push that part, to push for partner, you're applying it, which is why it's been successful for you so far, right? And in a few days, in a week from now, or even two, we'll find out what the result is. Right. And whatever it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I
ain't going nowhere.
But yeah, but we ain't effing leaving.
We ain't effing leaving.
Right? Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. That makes so much sense, right? And so, um, I know we hit our 2 hours, but because I want to be respectful to the two of you as well. But let me give this opportunity to turn it right back at you. Go ahead and
Sure.
address the chat because there's a whole bunch of people out there that's commenting. So,
Leia
uh,
Aloha, I see you. I need more sangria. I know I ordered 11 jars on Sunday. I'm looking forward to that.
11.
Michelle 805, hi babe, I see you. Nancy Nakamura, Team No Carrots. Shelly likes whoa. I'm gonna see you Sunday, right, sis? Maybe I'll share 1 jar of sangria with you. Renuko, hey, what's up? I'm not sharing sangria with you.
Wow. Bashi KD, yo, my brother right there, DJ Icy Ice. Renuko, what's up, fam? Big John, DJ Rap 50, Dijon Mustard, my best bro. Mariri T, neighbor. Hey man, we gotta team up the Taboras, 360. Gotta go out to dinner. Let's figure that out. Let's see who else we got. K Rod, my brother.
Rap 50, I see you.
Hey, Rap
D1DRU
50.
is actually going to be going to the Philippines in
Yes.
the end of May, so that's kind of a
say
fun deal.
what?
Yes, and he's hoping to meet up with DJ Rap 50, so hopefully he can make that happen.
Absolutely. That's what I'm looking forward to. I think we're only like an hour or something away from each other in the PI. So we could definitely make this happen. But yes, I'm looking forward to attempting and making it happen, meeting Rap 50. So there you go. We're taking this global.
Kim Vin, my roadie sis, I see you. You're going to Real Ones, huh? Sunday. You're leaving me again? I miss you. Remark. Hey, I see you, Remark.
Hi, Mark. So
That's
you
like
know,
our inside hello.
it's an inside kind of an inside joke, but I'll let you guys in on a secret. So what we're doing here is when we go to family parties and this has been, one of those things where like your elders would be like, "Oh, it's the DJ." So you're like the DJ. "Hi, DJ." So that's the inside joke when we see Mark or Remark, "Hi, Mark." We do the air scratch.
I love it, man.
Margelous, hi babe.
82 Nads, what's up? Shelly, like, whoa. There's my sis. Who else we got up in here? Sweezy B. That's my brother right there. That guy.
That is my new BFF, dude.
Well, yeah, because he's providing you with the
Sweezy
liquid
B is my
drink.
new BFF because he makes these bomb ass sangrias, and I like totally finished my last one last night. But I'm getting more on Sunday.
She's getting 11.
Hi, Janice.
Wait, you're getting 11 more bottles? Is that what
11
you're
Yeah.
jars.
Yeah,
11 jars?
I ordered 11 jars, and I told everyone I'm not sharing. That is just for me. It's going in the car.
Oh, my Lord. 11, not 12.
Yeah, I agree with you, 360. You should have 12, one on the road.
Oh, man. Why an odd number, right? It's weird. Don't make it weird.
Yeah.
Don't make it weird. It's weird when it's an odd number out.
Yeah, that's so odd.
Yeah.
Well, I originally ordered 10, and then Sweezy B was like, "Do you want to try this special brew?" And I'm like, "What is a special brew?" And he's like, "It's stronger." I was like, "Yes, give me one so I can try." So that's how we got to 11.
Oh, man. Okay. I apologize now. I'm going to apologize. So all my Twitch Ohana, you see this. I'm apologizing now because if you black out, I'm not carrying you. I'm dragging you. And if you got cuts and scrapes and bruises, that's because I'm dragging you.
I will be straight, and you know this. You know this.
Oh, man.
Lori, all you got to do is talk to someone there. You're like, hey, so I might get lit today. So if I'm at a point, like, can you just take me to my car, please? Just set everything up. And then Drew will drive home.
Yeah, that would be Cynthia. Where is Cynthia? I don't see
Yeah,
her. She
yeah.
like always fixes my hair because like my hair is like out of place when we go to like these IRL meetups, and I'm like, "Hey, can you fix my hair?"
There
And
she
she'll
is.
always fix my hair.
she
Cynthia, there you are, babe. So if I get out of hand Sunday, if you're going Sunday, can you just like throw me in the car?
Yes, and 360 is gonna record all of this for Instagram.
I was gonna say, and it's gonna go on IG.
Yep.
Jinky, I know I can always count on you.
There it is. Oh,
my
man.
gosh, man.
Are we inviting any bullet holes or stab wounds? I just want to
You
make
know,
sure.
49 T-Bone's birthday is on Saturday. Is his official birthday, right? April 30th.
Yeah.
He actually requested strippers from Madame Drew.
Nice.
But-
See that?
You know, I don't know that strippers are allowed to come to a public park, are they?
Yeah, they can.
They just can't do their job. Well, I could. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Is he even in here? Like, I might totally just order a surprise stripper
Okay, let's
for
plot
him.
right now.
360, what do you think?
There's always a way you can get around it.
She says strippers have rights too.
Strippers' lives matter.
Oh man, Renuko said he'll bring a tent. Oh man, here we go. This one is. Oh man.
Oh, and the other funny thing, Dawn, like after 360's party and this whole stripper shenanigans, I've been getting texts from strippers. And they're like, hey, you want to come over for some Netflix? And I was thinking of a happy ending after. I showed Drew and I was like, what the hell is this?
Drew's like,
It's like,
and here's what's going through Drew's mind: like, wow, why don't I get those type of texts?
I better not be getting those type of texts. Oh man.
I'm like, wow, I really am the Madame Drew.
You are.
Freaking furious. It's
You are.
Furious's fault.
It's Furious's
are.
fault.
You are. It's too late. You are. It's out there.
Wow.
So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Keep me posted. We'll be here to continue to support you as you make this journey, as you push for partner, which, right? I mean, it's no secret. You'll be the next partner on Twitch. And then we move on and then we help the next person, whomever that person is, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's Shalim and whomever comes after Shalim, we're here to, to help and support them. But I appreciate the two of you. Love you guys so much. Thank you. Hopefully I may see you in July or maybe not. But if not, I'll come and visit you guys.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the both of you so much, man. Thank you.
Man,
Thank
Don, thank you. Thank you, man, again for another opportunity to just talk story with you. I mean,
Absolutely, brother.
that's I think one of the greatest things is the ability just to sit down and chat and connect. And man, it's true blessing. It really is. I love this platform that we have. I love to share it with everyone, and this is me. This is us. I'm not going anywhere, guys. So you're gonna have to deal with me.
Deal
It's all
with him
good, man.
and Lolo.
And Lolo.
right.
Lolo, that crazy guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't do this very often, but is there anybody you see out there that you want to raid? Maybe somebody like a smaller channel or somebody bigger? Like, up to you. Like, I'm going to leave it up to you, man. Go ahead and take a look and see who do you think we can raid into and support them. If there's any one of your guys that's in your group, your mastermind group, if they're there, we can support them. Lolo and Tita Babes. Yo, Quentin, that would be dope on a robe right there. Miss Curves, how are you?
Clutch.
What happened? I missed it. What did he say?
See, this collab right there, man. Right there. That'd be dope.
Let's see.
So again, shout out to Theo Tabora. Mahalo, Theo, for the raid. I appreciate you. Shelly's like, whoa, I love you back. Looking forward to seeing you soon. So, D-Light,
go.
mahalo for the raid. Go ahead, bro. You tell me.
Let's go to. You know what? Let's go to our brother Mashup Mike. Let's take it back to Maui, man.
Okay.
He just popped on, and I just want to show him some love because I know, he's always been in my corner. One of those guys that's always been there. So yeah, let's go out to Mashup Mike.
Yeah, let's kick in his door and surprise him. He's gonna be like, oh.
Super dope. Body roll one time for us.
Yeah, man. You got like
It's simple. So, I guess everybody's been asking me to teach LX how to body roll. and and I'll take this because Asia told me you got to lead with your tits.
Wow,
So
Arlie.
it's chest first, arch your back,
Okay, let me
and then
move.
crunch. That's it.
it's typical Arlie. That would be a
Yeah.
typical Arlie response.
Yeah. Yeah. Lead with your tits, man.
Okay, wait, did I read that right? Lila had picked up the package of Princess.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
so Princess Leona
Princess.
is there. She's
Big
actually,
shout out to
Yay.
Princess.
yeah. So
Okay.
she'll be at the real ones on Sunday, and so you guys.
Are we going
you're-
to that, Drew?
Are we going where?
To the real ones?
Well, we're kind of committed to going to.
Oh yeah, I might get a stripper Sunday.
Wow.
You're going to the park, and you need your
We're going to
11
the park.
jars. You need your 11 jars. So you
Are
gotta go
strippers
to-
allowed at the real ones?
Oh,
Sure. Yeah, bring them all. I don't care. I won't be there. Just bring them all. Just tell them. Oh, Don said so.
I'm just kidding. Ice would kill me.
yeah. He's gonna be like, "What the hell happened? Who are these people?"
Once again, shout out to D1DRU, Mrs. D1DRU. We love you guys. Chattahana, have a great Wisdom Wednesday. We'll see you on Maui with my mashup mic. Love you guys. Mahalo.
Love you guys.
Cool. We just read it out.